Shodreduxes. Video game commentaries.
Oh, okay, you know, sort of like that movie Predator.
Okie dokie guys, of course I'm back again with another video game commentary, but this time it's for the US's Lav-25 Armored Personnel Carrier. Before I go into the specifics of this vehicle, I just would like to give a couple of shout-outs. The first person to actually suggest this video was Wenhao232. So thank you very much, Wenhao, for the first suggestion for this video. Also, I would like to throw another name up here. Their name is Bracket Hello Kitty N Bracket. So there's your special request of the name being up in this video. So thank you both oh so very much, and let's get back to the Lav-25. The Lav-25 is an extremely well-rounded vehicle. The best way to describe this vehicle is that if the light transport car and tank had a baby, and the boat came over for its first birthday party and gave it floaties as a gift, this is what the Lav-25 would be. Fortunately, if this analogy doesn't make sense to you, I'm just going to go through and describe a lot of the aspects about this vehicle. The Lav-25 has a total of 600 health, which is relatively good for a ground vehicle. The Lav-25 is also considerably faster than the tank, but not faster than the light transport vehicles. The Lav-25 also has more armor than the light transport vehicles, but considerably less than the tank. So the Lav-25 is kind of like the middle ground between wanting the certain capabilities of the tank versus certain mobility aspects of the light transport vehicles of being able to get out of certain situations. So it's a kind of even balance in that area, but there's also one plus to the Lav-25. It's a completely amphibious vehicle, meaning that if you go into water, it acts like a boat. Even though the Lav-25 has this capability, it's not as fast as the Rib in the water. But it does open up some good shortcuts and attack strategies. Now, just to discuss some of the weapons that the Lav-25 has, the primary weapon is actually a 25mm cannon. The total amount of shots that you get with this cannon is 5. The cannon's damage tends to stay around the average if you're aiming for any type of armored vehicles of any sort. It usually tends to stay around the 60 to 80 damage depending on where you hit the vehicle at. Also, just to let you know, even though you do get 5 shots, it's pretty much unlimited. Once you deplete your first 5 shots, it'll automatically reload. But you have to have it fully depleted in order for you to be able to reload those shots, so keep that in mind. As far as targeting infantry with the 25mm cannon, you can kill an infantry unit in one hit if you hit them in the head, of course, but it takes usually 2 shots to kill a basic infantry unit. Of course, to be able to kill the lighter transport vehicles, it usually takes about 4 to 5 shots. Of course, when you're fighting against other APCs, it can take anywhere from 6 to 9 shots to destroy the enemy APC, depending on where you hit them at. And when assaulting the tank, it can take anywhere up to, I would say, 15 to 20 shots with the 25mm cannon. Also, due to the velocity of the 25mm cannon that the Lav-25 has, it makes it really easy to be able to hit airborne targets as well. So when attacking, let's say, an enemy Apache, you can take them out anywhere from 10 to 14 shots, and when you're actually gunning for the jets, you can actually take them out in the total of 5 shots if you hit them with all 5. So with that being said about the 25mm cannon for the Lav-25, you know, it's very versatile and it's a good primary weapon to have, especially for this type of vehicle. The secondary fire, once you put the first training point into it for the TOW missile system under the equipment expertise, of course unlocks the secondary fire for you to be able to use the TOW missile for the Lav-25. The TOW missile is a manually guided missile that is extremely powerful, and it will help you gain the upper hand in some of the hairy combat situations that you'll come against, mainly on the heavier vehicles like the tank or any other APCs. Of course, for the TOW missile system, I do have the training points all the way maxed out to 3 because it reduces the reload time of it by 6 seconds. The Tau missile system that the Lav-25 has is the same damage on par with the stationary Taus that you find throughout the maps in Battlefield Play4free. So if you're aiming for the light transport vehicles, you can kill those vehicles in one hit with the Tau missile. If you're aiming for the heavier vehicles, it tends to do anywhere from 250 to 300 damage. Keep in mind that the Tau missile system for the Lav-25 is manually guided, so when you fire the missile, it's going to go wherever you're looking. So it really helps to know that in case you're not familiar with how the Tau missile system works. Just to give you a bit of a tip, the Tau missile does have a bit of a delay whenever you manually look in the direction you want it to go. So say your enemy's on the move from a further distance, you want to lead your crosshair a bit ahead of where they're going or where they're going to be at, so their missile hits right on par with them. Of course, the Tau missile at ranges for the air units can be a little bit difficult, but with a little practice you shouldn't have any problems having a trained eye to be able to hit the helicopters at least. Okay, and moving on to the third ability with the Lav-25, of course you do get deployable smoke, and I also do have the training points for enhanced smoke deployment. So I do have a maximum of 2 training points in that area, which what it does is it reduces the reload time by 10 seconds for being able to deploy the smoke again. The smoke can be served for a couple of purposes. The first purpose could actually be used for disengaging any type of tracer darted missiles coming your way. So let's say an enemy unit actually tracer darts your LAV. You'll hear the alarm sound going off like you're being targeted. So as soon as you deploy the smoke, it totally negates that, and then you won't be targeted anymore. Of course, the second, more obvious purpose for the smoke is to provide cover from anybody that's trying to manually guide a missile into you or be able to spot you. So the smoke kind of covers you in all those aspects there if you drive behind it. However, one of the things I like providing smoke for in my APC, not all the time do I use it for just providing cover only for myself, but if I have a group of infantry units around me, I do deploy the smoke to give them cover and some help. Even though not a lot of people enjoy the smoke in this game because it tends to lag people out a little bit. But it does help your team gain a little bit more cover in the upper hand of being able to reestablish themselves if they're caught in any type of sticky situations. Even though both factions' APCs function the same weapon-wise, there's one little advantage that the Lav-25 has, and no pun intended. It's that it's actually a smaller vehicle, so it makes it a little bit easier for you to maintain a hiding spot and good cover with the Lav-25 in comparison with the RU side APC. Also, just a bit of an advanced tactic. Some of you may know this already, some of you don't. But if you get in the habit of actually driving backwards with the APC, you can have 2 of your teammates actually hop in the back end of the unit and use the mounted machine guns inside the unit. So if you drive backwards, you can actually have additional firepower for your teammates to be able to take out those infantry units and to do a little bit more damage to those light transport vehicles while you drive backwards and shoot at some of the heavier and more moderate threats. So that's just a bit of an advanced tactic, like how I'm doing right here. Let's say if I have teammates in F4 and F5, I believe, they would be able to shoot while I'm driving in the direction that I'm heading. So of course I would want to line shots up with them so they'll be able to take out enemies a lot easier. Other than that, that's all I got about the Lav-25, so I thank you guys very much for watching. Also, just to announce again, I do have a website. It's Shodredux.net. I like to post up there some good deals for games and stuff like that, as well as some of my recent commentaries and montages and anything else I feel of good interest on that site, so go check it out. I also have a Facebook page too, so on the home page of the website you'll see it there. But other than that, that's it, and I'll see you guys next time.